Court does call the case of Linden Park Apartments versus Brittany Edwards.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Norman Whitty appearing on behalf of the plaintiff, Linden Park Apartments.
Hello,
Hello, what's your name?
Brittany Edwards.
All right, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I'm pleased to report the parties have agreed to a conditional dismissal. I'd be happy to put those terms on the record.
Yes, sir.
There's currently rent to retain through the end of August in the amount of $3,750. Court costs in this matter are $217.45. Total amount to retain, $3,909.15. The parties have agreed to a payment plan as follows. Defendant shall pay $1,209.15 on or before August 20th, 2025, $1,000 on or before September 17th, 2025, and $1,700 on or before October 15th, 2025. Defendant shall pay September and October rent when due. We discussed the fact that if she does that, this case is dismissed, it stays dismissed, there's no judgment, there's no eviction on her record. But if she doesn't, we could file an affidavit with the court and obtain a judgment and an order of eviction without further notice to her, without further hearing. The partial payment wouldn't prevent that from happening. The winner of her rights under MCR 4.201J, at which time she signed the agreement, if I may approach.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, is all of that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Do you have any questions whatsoever regarding this conditional order dismissal? No? All right. Court does find that it's fair and satisfactory, and the court will sign that conditional order dismissal. All right. So,
Much appreciated.
thank you.
At first glance, this may look like an easy win for both sides, but legally, it's much more significant than a simple payment agreement. The judge isn't ruling that the tenant owes nothing or that the landlord is giving up the case. Instead, he's approving what's known as a conditional dismissal, a settlement that keeps the lawsuit on hold while giving the tenant one final opportunity to perform exactly as promised. That distinction matters because the protection only lasts as long as every payment is made on time. Notice how the judge confirms directly with the defendant that she understands the agreement and has no questions. That brief exchange creates a clear court record showing she knowingly accepted the terms, making it far more difficult to argue later that she misunderstood the consequences. If the payment schedule fails, the landlord can rely on the signed agreement rather than relitigating the entire dispute. Also pay attention to what isn't happening here. The judge isn't negotiating the numbers or acting as either side's advocate. His role is to ensure the agreement is voluntary, legally enforceable, and procedurally fair before making it an order of the court. Would you have accepted this agreement knowing that one missed payment could still lead to an eviction judgment without another full hearing?
And she leaving me? Linden Park versus Jesse Smetters. Is that a dismissal also?
I believe it is. I don't have a file with me, so better be.
I don't have a dismissal.
What was that?
I'm also here. I'm a part of.
Smetters, Robinson, and Valerie Howe. Okay, who do I have? I have Miss Robinson.
Jesse Smith.
And did I hear Jesse Smith? Okay. I have the first two defendants. And what about Valerie? Is it Howe or Ho?
Not able to make it today.
Oh, couldn't make it. Okay.
And Your Honor, I had that case on my docket for 2 o'clock instead of
You
noon,
have it for 2?
which must be my mistake.
Well, hold on.
I
Yeah,
think there was an error in the way that it was scheduled, but I had it corrected.
okay. Do you have the information you need?
I have the information I need. My client's not here, but I have all the numbers.
Okay, so how much is claiming owed?
Your Honor, at this time, there's rent to retaining the amount of $1,950. Court costs are $217.45. Total amount to retain, $2,167.45.
All right. Okay, so folks, I have a note from the previous hearing that you were going to pay $975 by today?
Yes, sir.
Did that get done?
So today we were able to pay $850, which is July's past due rent, $600 of the remaining, and then some of August of this month, which is $250. And then
Okay, no, I get that. How much did you pay?
$850.
$850. Okay. And it's likely, when did you pay that today?
This morning.
Okay, so your number probably doesn't,
Does not include that.
does not include
No,
that amount.
sorry.
All right, so what was your plan for getting the rest of it done?
So by August 29th, that morning, we're gonna be paying at least 800. Anything additional will be helping us with September's rent. In total, we'll be owing like 2,400, but we'll be able to get that paid up within the next 3 paychecks bi-weekly.
Okay, that's like my daughter's math. I don't know how you did what you just did. All right, no,
I
hold
have it
on.
right here, I promise.
No, I know. That's like what my daughter does. She holds up the paper. I don't know how she got to those numbers. All right, so here's what I've got. I got your about 2,100 that, or 20, almost 2,200, but 21,674,8. There's 850 that's paid. Can you give me a
131745.
Thank you. So that's 131745 that you owe. So when's the next time you guys are going to be able to make a payment? I guess is what I'm asking.
The next time will be August 29th.
All right. And how much at that point are you going to pay?
800 or more.
Okay, so at least 800.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then if you do that, how are the extra $500-600? How's that going to get paid?
So this is based off of just Jesse's income. This is not even adding my own personal income. I know you saw me for that license. So I'm still in that family emergency in New Jersey. But once I get back, I'm going to be working.
Oh, you're the one in New Jersey.
Yep, that's me. Yeah.
So hold it. Do you have a license yet?
Yeah, no. So I
Yeah,
have
you
my
did.
paper. I have my
You did. You have a license, so you should be able to Uber. We ought to have this cleared up in no time.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, we'll be able to get it cleared up soon, but at least it's based off of just one person. So I know we'll be able to clear it relatively
Well,
soon.
when you say, okay, you know, this was that whole thing when you were here for your license. You went on and on about something, then got to the end, told me I got a valid license, and I said, after 5-10 minutes, you should have led with that. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm new to
So
it.
you're new to this. This is the second time you've been in court. All right, listen. When you tell me that it's based on one person's income, I don't know what that means to me. What are you trying to tell me?
I'm just trying to tell you that no matter, like, these are like the base numbers, like the very bare minimum we can do for sure. Anything exceeding that is better, and we can't exceed it. I don't know.
All right, let me try it this way. Can you get everything paid by the 29th?
No.
Okay, so there's going to be a shortfall.
Yeah.
Okay. Your client's showing up at 2.
Yes. I can try to, what I could do, if there's a proposal, I'll go out in the hall and contact them and see if we can get it worked out. My suspicion is if there's 51745 and that's all we've got left, we might be able to put that into September, but I can't do that obviously without the
Right.
authority. But if they can tell me a date by which they can get that 517, I can ask.
Got it. Okay, so what council is indicating is if you pay at least that 800 by the 29th, okay, then that the balance would be put over into September. But when could you pay that balance of that 517?
I could definitely pay it by the
12th.
the 12th of September.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about your September rent? How are you going to get that paid?
That will be paid by the 26th of September.
Okay, so you would be able to pay the balance of what's left here plus by the 12th, and then by the 26th of September, you could pay your September rent.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'll go talk to my client.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, you two. I'm going to pass it. Okay, he's gonna go out and talk to his client, because actually this is set for somehow or another, it might be set for a different time. He's gonna try to contact his client and see if we can work out an agreement on it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hold on the line. How's
Okay.
the driving going? You haven't hit anything, have you?
No, it's
Not
kind of,
yet?
but I'm a good driver.
What'd you say?
The driving is kind of bad. It's different, at least, not bad, but
Okay, you gotta stop admitting things. All right, thank you. All right, hold the line. Lakestone Apartments versus Amanda Hentula.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Samantha Sprague, P81931, appearing on behalf of plaintiff.
Hentula,
Hi, I'm here.
she's in Zoom. All right. And Miss Hentula, what is the claim at this point in this case?
Your Honor, we do show that currently there is past due rent in the amount of $7,232.70, as well as court cost.
Okay, is that 740970? Is that the total?
With court costs, I do show that the court cost would be $327, so we would be at $7,559.70.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Miss Hentula?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How are you gonna pay that?
Well, first, I believe Lakestone is actually adding for the next month onto the cost as well. The
Say
next
what
month.
now?
I believe Lakestone has added the month of September onto the total amount due. Because the amount in the residential portal is different than what Ms. Sprague has said.
Well, your portal may not include your court costs.
What are the court costs then?
Certainly.
What was it?
Yes, Your Honor, we do show a process serving fee of $47, filing fee of $130, and given there is not a consent and we've moved to a hearing, it would be $150 for a total of $327.
Okay, because in the portal, it says that I owe $5,730.72.
Your Honor, if it's possible to go into a breakout room, I will confirm if there's been any payments that are not reflected on the ledger that I have in front of me.
Okay, I'll let that happen, but
Thank you.
ma'am, between the first of this month and today, have you made any payments?
I have not. I was going to drop off $500 today, though.
Well,
The issue is that I signed the lease renewal at the beginning of April, and the amount that I signed for is different than the amount that Lakestone is asking for. And I signed the paperwork and gave them everything that they asked for on April 5th. And then I didn't hear back from anyone, no emails, no calls. I was expecting someone to be like giving me back paperwork, of my new lease. And I didn't hear from anyone until I emailed them, and that was 40 days after I dropped off all the paperwork. So they had 40 days to talk to me if there was a mistake or an error, and they didn't. So I just assumed that that was the amount I was going to be paying for rent, but now they're saying that I need to sign a new lease with a different amount. So I'm very confused about what's going on.
all right, here's what I'm gonna do, because we went through this the last time. I'm gonna set non-jury trial in this matter for September 2nd, my next available date, 2025, 9 a.m. Everybody be here, we'll hear testimony, and we'll decide what's owed. How much?
Your Honor, if
You
we could,
can't even say what your monthly rent is, can you, ma'am?
Well, I was assuming it would be $1,259 every month because that's what I signed in April, but they're asking for like 1,530.
Your
So-
Honor,
All right,
Very
but
confusing.
yeah, counsel, I'll hear you in just a second. I'm just gonna ask one question. But ma'am, even if I took that amount off, you don't have that to pay, right?
I mean, the full like 5,700. No, I don't, but I have applied to several programs that I'm waiting to hear back from, including my employee assistance program. I didn't have any legal counsel until very recently, so I wasn't sure exactly what to do. So,
Counsel, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Your Honor, we would note that no payments at all have been made since May of 2025. At that time, only partial payments were made. The property, we did have a chance to review with my clients, and the property did indicate that there was an administrative error where a lease addendum was drafted, but it was not finalized by all parties. Ms. Hantula was made aware of that as soon as the property was made aware of that. And she was advised of that, which is one of the reasons why they waited to file on the non-payment to give her some additional time. We would note that because no payments have been made and this would be set over till September 2nd, we would request the amount that is indicated on her lease, which is the $1,492 per month, which is what has been charged on her ledger. And we would request that as an escrow payment prior to that September 2nd date.
Ma'am?
yes, Your Honor.
You have 500, you said, right?
Yes.
When is the next time you're gonna have any funds?
Next week when I get paid.
And how much is that gonna be?
That would be enough to, and the next following weeks to put into an escrow account.
All right, but
Sorry.
the amount was how much?
1492, Your Honor.
1492. All right, ma'am, I'm gonna indicate that you're to deposit $1,492 into escrow. All right, you're actually supposed to do that within 7 days of today's date. All right,
Okay, I can do that.
all right. So that needs to be placed into escrow. I'll set the trial for the 2nd. We'll see you then, and then we'll figure it all out.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This is where the case shifts from a disagreement over money to a dispute over evidence. Up to this point, the tenant has argued that the rent amount itself is incorrect because she believes she signed a lease renewal at a lower monthly rate, while the landlord maintains that an administrative error prevented that lease from becoming effective. Rather than trying to resolve conflicting factual claims on the spot, Judge Simpson does exactly what a trial court should do. He preserves both parties' positions and schedules a non-jury trial where testimony and documentary evidence can be examined under oath. The escrow requirement is equally important. Many viewers assume it's a punishment, but legally it serves a different purpose. By requiring the tenant to deposit rent into escrow, the court ensures that funds remain available while preventing either side from gaining an unfair advantage before the dispute is resolved. It also demonstrates whether the tenant genuinely has the ability and willingness to continue meeting her rental obligations during litigation. Notice something else the judge quietly establishes. Even while expressing sympathy for the tenant's confusion, he repeatedly asks practical questions about available funds instead of debating emotions. Courts ultimately decide cases on evidence and legal obligations, not assumptions or misunderstandings. If you were the judge, would you focus more on the signed lease documents or on the landlord's explanation of the administrative error when determining what rent is actually owed?
Town Center Place versus Carolyn Lee. Go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jackie Snyder, Fowler. Well, I guess it's afternoon now. For plaintiff.
All right. Miss Lee? Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. All right. What is, this is a termination of tenancy case, is that
Yes.
correct? All right. Basis for the termination.
The basic habitual late payments.
Pardon?
Habitual late payments.
All right. So what do you have to say about this?
I have 3 money orders. I have $1,800. I tried to give it to her. She wouldn't take it.
Give them to who?
To the landlord. Sarah, I mean, not Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. They wouldn't take it. They stuck them right back in my door.
Okay. So how much is your monthly rent?
I really couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you.
All right.
She just gave me a paper hour ago saying $642.
For your monthly rent?
But the other day, well, a couple of days ago, they gave me I guess one, the door is saying 6:44.
Okay, but
I
Miss
can tell you.
Lee, do you understand why you're here
Yes, I do.
for a habitual late payment? Okay. Is there a reason that, and so right now, how much does she owe right now? Do you have that?
$2,627.
$2,627.
But Your Honor, the reason for the habitual late payments is over the past, she's been here for 88 months and up with us 51 times.
Been late. That's not what she told me the other day.
Huh?
She told me I've been late 88 times.
88?
I was 51 times.
Okay, I don't know that either one of those are good, but
I mean, out of 88 months.
out of 88 months. So here, ma'am, Ms. Lee, I would tell the plaintiff that they may need to work out some other type of thing with you. However, the problem that I'm having here is the 1,800 that you have, right, doesn't cover the back balance that you owe.
Right. I have been asking these people in the office if they would help me get online.
To
So
do what?
would help me get online because they got an online banking or some kind of thing where your money can come out of your account.
Okay.
They told
Oh,
me
that it can
right
come
away.
out of your account.
Well,
Okay.
just the rent part. The 642 starting, I guess, next month. But they
Okay,
told me they can't help me
But
because
here's the problem, Ms. Lee.
okay.
Okay. And if that were something that's available, I don't know if it is or not, but if it's something that's available, that's fine. And I would certainly suggest that to the plaintiff. That might cause, but let's say I said, yeah, plaintiff, you got to do that. You got to take it out of your bank account every month to 642. The problem is you're 800. If you pay the 18, you're still like $827 in the hole.
I can make it up by September 1st.
Pardon?
I can make it up by September 1st.
By September's what?
First. We're the 3rd.
All right.
I did call Hawk.
Okay, Ms. Lee. You get a check every month, right? Is that
Yes.
okay? How much is your check each month?
I think 2108.
Okay. And when does that check normally arrive?
In between the 1st and the 3rd.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If a check arrives between the 1st and the 3rd, why haven't you paid your rent?
I had to make up for the other.
Pardon?
I had to make up for the July because
I'm sorry?
I had to make up for July. That's how I got to 18.
You had to make up for July? What do you mean by that?
Well, July, I didn't have July's money order neither, so I had to make it for July. So I got 3 money orders now.
Okay, but let me ask it a different way. If you receive a check between the 1st and the 3rd of each month, right?
Yes.
What stopped you from getting your rent paid on time?
No reason. I have other bills too.
What?
I have no reason for that, Judge. I really don't. I just have bills to pay. There's no reason. I try.
Right, that's life. I mean, there are other bills that have to be paid, but Miss Lee, do you have somebody that helps you with your funds?
I used to, but they don't help me. They lie about it. They cheat, steal. Not no more.
Okay, so who was this person that was helping you?
It's one of my friends. Her name is, I hate to say her name.
And
Her name was Linda, but still.
okay, let me ask you this. What were they supposed to do for
You're
you?
supposed to take my card, go to the post office, get a money order. I called them, they never respond. Change the number. I had to get another card. Money gone. So. And
So would it be fair to say that there were some months, and counsel help me here, but were there some months you did this and your rent didn't get paid at all?
Right. Money was gone too.
Pardon?
Yep, money was gone too. That's why
And this person that was your friend took off with your money?
Yep. And I really hate that, but that's okay. Lord will bless me.
What?
The Lord will bless me. I'm gonna bless her though. She's gone now.
Okay.
I hate to say that.
Okay, so, and I'm not saying this to embarrass you, Miss Lee. You get your check, and because there are people like this, sometimes I'm like this, where you're going to have difficulty making sure that something's done, right? And that's why what you proposed up here was something where they take it out of your account because you know that you might forget if you have to try to do this on your own.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yes, if I can get that. The only reason why they wouldn't do it because they had a bad check, 2002.
Okay, and so the 3 money orders that you have now, you got, I mean, why do you have 3 more money orders now?
Because like I said, I put them in the night box and the next morning they stuck them in my door. So.
Okay, I hear you, but I'm just saying. So how many times have you tried to give them a money order? Three different times or 2 times, and then you have one for now?
Just 2 times. She said she wanted it all, so we can get the money.
Okay, were you trying to catch up? I'm not asking because I'm rude. Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question, but I'm not saying, I'm not trying to be rude or just throw everything out there. Okay, although I can be rude, I'm not trying to be here. How old are you?
I'll be 74 this coming 23rd of August.
Okay, God bless you. Counsel, let me ask you this: well, 2 things. Is there a program that will automatically take her rent out for your
I
client?
just deferred my client.
Yeah. Hello.
There is a resident portal that they can set up, but the problem is that they can cancel it too.
Okay, okay. No, I get that, but
At this point, I feel like I need guaranteed payment.
ma'am, there is nothing guaranteed in this life. There is nothing guaranteed in this life.
I understand.
So, I mean, the problem is you may want guaranteed payment, but I'm also looking at Miss Lee, who is just trying to make it month to month. And some of the things she admits she can't do herself.
Okay, here's the problem. I just looked at her last research. She makes 3 times most of the people that live at my apartment.
Okay, and I could make 3 to 5 times more, but if I couldn't manage my money, then I still run into a problem, don't I?
Okay, I agree.
Concern is more the pattern than the current arrears.
No, I hear you, but I'm
Your Honor, we've been here 10 times from the state.
I'm aware, and I'm trying to. When did you stop giving this friend of yours your card to do your business for you?
Last year, oh, I'll say round about last year.
When?
Couple of months, maybe 5, 6 months ago. And
Okay.
can I say something?
Go ahead.
If all of us seniors, well, I'll say myself, if we go in the office and ask for some help, seem like they would help us if they want their rent money, but they act like they dumbfounded, don't know what to say, they don't want to give us nothing. They don't want to help us with nothing. I go in the office all the time. Can you help me? Can you help me? No, we don't have no account money. No, we don't have no account. Do that make any sense? My bank asked me twice to get their account number so I can have my rent coming out of my checking account. Last year, year before that, they said, no, they don't have an account number. So they just won't help us seniors. That's a shame.
Let me ask this. Well, first of all, Miss Lee, do you know how to get in there to set up the automatic withdrawal from your account?
I asked this one lady, she said she'll help me because I don't know how to do that stuff.
Okay. So you were going to ask who?
I was going to ask this lady named,
Is this like another one of these friends?
no. She lives in the building. What's her name? Viola Davis.
Who?
Viola Davis. I was going to ask her to help me. She know how to do it.
Okay.
Well, that's the way she got her set up.
Pardon?
That's the way she got her set up. I don't understand why the office can't help.
Well, there's a lot of stuff, as I said earlier, I don't understand in the world. So the thing here is Counsel, she gets herself back to 0 and sets this up. Are the plaintiffs willing to let that at least roll for a little while to make sure or let her pay that way?
I don't think so, Your Honor. At this point, they've had enough litigation costs and
But she's paying the court costs when she comes here.
yes.
I mean, I've got a 74-year-old woman who admittedly can't manage her money. She's trying.
And it would be different if we had someone that would intervene and help her manage her money. But hear me out. If you're asking for it just to be a direct deposit and that to be the simple thing, then the money has to be in there for it to be directly deposited. So
She gets, what is your check at the beginning of the month? Social Security or?
Social Security.
So she gets a Social Security check at the beginning of the month.
mhm.
They can't direct the money out of my account, out of my checking account. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, whether people are trying to be or not, sometimes they are. Because, I mean, The problem here is this. I think that there's funding out there for somebody of her maturity that we can maybe fill the gap. So she's got the 18. Get the gap filled so that she's back to 0. And then set up a withdrawal from her account. And so assume for the sake of argument that could happen. What would be wrong with that?
I guess for the sake of argument, the only concern would be the fact that the money could be taken out before the direct deposit goes through.
What do you mean? If the direct deposit is set for, say, the 5th, because I assume when she's saying her check arrives between the 1st and the 3rd, it's going to depend on whether or not there's a weekend, what is there. So if it's set to, let's say, to come out on the 5th, and all of that were to work out, what would be the harm?
It would be something I'd need to discuss with my client here.
Well, you got time. I'm going to pass it. Ms. Lee, have a seat. And I just suggest that, you know, when you go out there and think about it, maybe one of the things that should enter your mind is, with the grace of God, maybe we'd all get to her age. And at her age, we would just have to pray that we would have our faculties in a position where we can just try to take care of business. Have a seat. I'll call it back up more. Court calls the case Town Center Place versus Carolyn Lee. Ms. Lee?
Your Honor, I spoke with Miss Lee. It sounds like she has maybe connected with call in our office. I'm going to send an email through to see if somebody can be assigned to help her connect with skipped funds.
Okay.
I can't make any guarantees because the decision makers are not in the office today, but I can do that
In
much.
terms of whether somebody can help her?
Yeah, whether
or-
our office can
Okay, but
assign the-
can you then at least give her if you guys can't, can you give her the number, call for the skip funds?
I told her to contact Housing Bureau for Seniors. Yeah, I believe that they are an entity that can refer
Okay.
for skip.
You got that, Miss Lee?
Yeah, I talked to Hawk too. I already had one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now my question is, what are you guys willing to do?
So our position with auto pay is that from what we recall, we have to look through the ledger and the systems be exact and give you exact dates. She's attempted it in the past and it has not been successful. So
Attempted what?
auto pay.
I have.
That is what my
Maybe that's the right
management is
person?
recalling it. We're gonna have to look through the system to be sure. But it has not been successful. We are open to discussing the opportunity of maybe a payee or a third party that could help her pay. That is like
Well, a third party payee, I don't. All right.
I tried that before and they would not give me my money.
I know, because we just went through that.
Right, that was
Go ahead.
a friend. I'm talking about maybe.
I'm talking about B and B.
Your Honor, are there social workers at this? There are not. Okay.
This might be part of the problem,
Exactly, Your Honor.
because I think I've had two mature women up here who I don't say have issues, but have their preferences in life and maybe are entitled to that given the number of years they graced this planet. And there may have to be some folks that help talk through some of these things, because it sounds to me like a lot more is going on than even what is coming before me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this to August 29th, my next available date, 2025 at 1 p.m. So she's going to do that part. You're going to investigate the ledger, try to figure that out. You've had, so, and I think what she's indicating, you had B&B as your third-party payee before.
Yes.
Okay, that, you can stop right there. And that didn't work for you. Okay. So that's what she's indicating. It's not just a friend. She's had this third party.
Well, and I'm indicating at this point, we'll investigate, we'll get you numbers and everything else that we believe, but our position is a third party payee that would be responsible for it.
Pardon?
Our position is that at this point, a third party payee that would be responsible for paying her rent and helping her with that would be our preference if she were to stay. That's our positioning.
Okay. That's fine. And I guess if it won't work out, we can go to trial. But I don't think you really want to go to trial with a 74-year-old lady who just wants to pay her rent, but may not be capable of doing so. But that will be up to you and your decision. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
This hearing is an excellent reminder that housing court is rarely just about unpaid rent. Throughout these cases, Judge Simpson consistently separates legal obligations from personal circumstances. When tenants present realistic payment plans supported by specific dates and credible financial information, the court is willing to create opportunities to resolve the dispute without an immediate eviction. But when the underlying facts are genuinely disputed, such as conflicting lease terms or when a long pattern of missed payments raises concerns about future compliance, the court shifts its focus toward protecting the legal process instead of rushing to a final decision. The final case highlights another important principle. Judge Simpson never suggests that sympathy alone should determine the outcome. Instead, he looks for practical solutions that could realistically prevent future litigation. His questions about automatic payments, third-party assistance, and community resources weren't distractions. They were attempts to determine whether the recurring problem could actually be solved rather than simply postponed. At the same time, he recognizes the landlord's legitimate interest in receiving consistent rent payments. That's the balance every housing court tries to achieve, protecting contractual rights while ensuring the process remains fair and proportionate. One question remains for viewers. Should courts place greater emphasis on a tenant's demonstrated willingness to pay, or should repeated payment history ultimately outweigh good intentions? Cases like this show there isn't always an easy answer, which is exactly why judges examine credibility, documentation, and future compliance, not just today's financial situation. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.